Before we jump into today's episode, I have something exciting to share. If you've been following the recent conversation around customer avatars, audience psychology, and what it really takes to connect with the buyers today, I have officially released a new resource called the Brand Belonging Playbook. It is designed to help founders move beyond demographics and understand the deeper identities, desires, fears, patterns that shape buying decisions. If you've ever struggled with messaging that feels flat, content that doesn't resonate, or offers that aren't converting the way you'd hoped, this was built for you. You'll find the link in the show notes along with link to connect with me and explore more resources. Now on to today's conversation because I believe we are entering a fascinating new era of business. An era where AI can help us create almost anything, but there's one thing it still can't create: belong. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So let's get into it. Every founder I know is asking the same question right now: how do I compete in a world where AI can write, design, strategize, brainstorm, and create faster than I can? Right? Because that is the reality we all are in right now, including myself, that I know that how fast things can happen. If you dedicate more hours to just keep creating content right now with AI, it can 10x your capacity, right? But I think that's the wrong question. Because if AI can create almost everything, then maybe the opportunity isn't about creating more. Maybe the opportunity here is creating the one thing technology cannot manufacture at scale: belonging. Yes, I said that. I am claiming this term belonging in a way like nobody has so far. I really feel that the last decade of founders were focused on selling, and the next decade of founders will be focused on how can they make their brands make people feel belong to. So essentially, we are entering the age of infinite content, right? With AI showing no signs to stop, we are headed in a new direction. So every founder today I know can create 30 posts per day, 100 email subject lines, sales page, lead magnets, ad copy within minutes, right? That's what's happening today. So then it essentially means that content is no longer scarce. Attention is scarce, connection is scarce, meaning is scarce. So when everyone can create content, content stops being your comparative advantage. Content can feel easy because all you got to do is let AI give you all the prompts, all the talking points, every hook that is researched and making you closer to your own understanding of what a hook is. And then, boom, you have so much content that even you did not know you were capable of. So, in the same lens, everyone else around you in your competition, in your market, is doing the same thing. And then, where are the lines? The lines have blurred because everyone's kind of talking to the same thing. Don't you feel that of late? Like, I feel that whenever I'm on Instagram, and though Instagram is my favorite social media platform, I've been on it forever and I love it. But now, of late, I feel the push of so many ads. Like every other video I see is an ad. The push is so hard right now in terms of targeting because AI can help you do that. I honestly am not feeling great to be on Instagram anymore. I want to pull away because it's just too much. So then this entire narrative of we can sell more and we can, be out there uh, 30x more than what we were before, like it's actually, at least for people like me, it's driving me away from these platforms because it doesn't feel genuine anymore. It feels so curated, so pushy, so salesy. So that's what I'm trying to build here, that selling and belonging are not the same thing, right? And I really want to dig deep in this today in this episode because I feel that the idea that selling is what is going to be at the heart of your marketing strategy with social media, I honestly want to ask these founders that think about what selling asks of you, right? Selling mindset asks you, how do I get someone to buy? How do I increase conversions? How do I close the sale, right? That's the whole idea the founder is aiming for. But when it comes to belonging, the mindset totally changes. It asks you, how do I make someone feel seen? How do I reflect their identity? How do I make them feel like they're in the right place? Because selling creates transactions, belonging creates attachment. Selling gets the first purchase, but belonging gets the second, third, and the 10th. Because that is what I feel that in this AI driven marketplace today is going to be the next competitive advantage that you're not seeing right now. Because if everyone can sell this hard, then are we driving people in, or are we driving people away? Right. So in terms of an example, I was like to think of Peloton because I use Peloton a lot. Right. So if Peloton basically looks at this entire their marketing strategy as just a selling proposition, then yes, selling got them the bike and it helps them sell more of those. But if they really want to create belonging, they have to start looking at the people with the identity. They are already doing that, which is like the kind of person who works out, the kind of person who makes these promises to themselves and sticks with them, the kind of person who struggles with that idea of making promises and not being able to stick with them. And then how do we make it easier for them to come back and get on the bike, get on the saddle, as they say? That is the identity what sticks. And the more we speak to that identity, the more at a subconscious level, buyers start to feel they belong somewhere, right? So I want to take it a little bit more deeper here because I was listening to Brené Brown the other day, and she was talking about how it's a neurologically embedded thing as human beings, that humans have always wanted to belong, and how important it is to their survival to feel that. And it's not new at all. I mean, yes, the delivery mechanism is changing, but people have always wanted to be belonged somewhere, whether it's religion, it's some kind of a movement, sports, communities, fandoms, brands. Because as humans, we seek belonging. The strongest brands know this. People don't just buy products, they buy memberships into a world which they can feel a part of, which they can connect to. And that's why every purchase is partly an identity decision if you look at it. Right? When you get a certain branded car and not the other branded car, which probably is at the same price point, it's because they look at themselves as, oh, I am an Audi person and I'm not like a Mercedes person, right? Like there's something about these purchase decisions that are so important for people that it becomes integral part of their identity. And that's why I think AI can generate messaging, but it cannot generate meaning. This meaning that comes to people about who they are when they associate themselves with a belonging movement or a belonging team or any of those things. It's a meaning that is being generated for that human, which AI cannot generate it for them. They are generating it for themselves. And that is a powerful distinction. AI can tell you that, what to say and how to say it, how many times to say it, when to say it, what time not to say it, all of those things. But AI cannot tell you what matters. AI can write a headline, but it cannot tell you what your audience secretly fears. AI can create a content calendar, but it cannot tell you what your identity of your audience is trying so hard to protect. AI can generate a language, but humans create significance. And the humans who buy your products, the humans who are looking at your website, looking at your product page, looking at your social media handles, is looking at it with a sense of who finding themselves in those products, right? So I really feel that the more you communicate belonging in everything that you do, and this is not just content based, this is also what you do on any other space that you are showcasing your products in. It could be the actual marketplace, it could be through a community collaboration, it could be through a an email drive that you are doing to make people feel that people feel belong to, because AI cannot do that for people. You have, as a founder, know that for your product, where do people feel most connected and belong to. I really feel the future belongs to founders who understand human worlds. And this is where I want to really, really share what I have created for you. It's such a simple exercise for a founder to do. And I would think that going forward, the founders might want to do it every quarter, because that's how much we need now to learn and unlearn about what our buyers are truly about, as the world is progressing so quickly into this new space of overload of information, that as founders, how do we ground ourselves in some realities where it will make us, I think, also a little less overwhelmed with this entire new chapter that we are entering with AI. That yes, all of these things exist, but I know my buyers I much more deeply than anyone else can, right? So honestly, the principle of the entire thing is that the founders who win won't necessarily be the best creators, they'll be the best interpreters. And that's the word I want the founders to look at. Like, how are you interpreting these patterns, right? Like, how are you understanding who their audience is, who your audiences are? What do they believe in, who they are becoming, what they're afraid of, what they desire, how they describe their world, the words that they use to describe their world. So I really think the founders who are dialing in into this with all their all the things that I mentioned in the product, how you can do it, I think are the ones who are really, really looking at their audience, and in a way that can be your comparative advantage at this point of time, right? Because when you understand those things, your audience also feels understood, and understood people stay. They know that this is creating a world for them. You understand their world, they understand what world are you inviting them into, and that's how the relationship begins. And then every day it builds from there, if you are constantly investing in this aspect of your buyer understanding. So, this is where the launch happens, and I really want you to think about this as it's not a worksheet, it's not a framework. It's almost like a new capability you are adding to your your business. And that's why exactly I've created the Brand Belonging Playbook, not to help you create more content, not to help you create another customer avatar, but to help you understand the deeper human forces driving buying decisions. Because in a world where AI can create almost anything, understanding people becomes the ultimate competitive advantage. And that's what I want to leave you with today. The next decade won't belong to the founders who create the most, it will belong to the founders who create the strongest sense of belonging. Because products can be copied, features can be copied, content can be copied, but when people feel seen, understood, and connected to something bigger than themselves, that's much harder to replace. And that might be the most valuable asset a brand can build in the age of AI. So please go in my show notes, download. It's a no brainer price, and it's only for a limited time. It will increase triple fold. It's going soon. And then I don't want you to miss out on that opportunity. So go download it now. And then, yes, I really, really hope that you find everything that I've spoken about with this product. And let me know what you feel once you've done it. Let's connect. Let's hear from you. How did you feel doing the entire exercise in this playbook? And what are you going to do with it next? Because there's also a 30-day execution plan included in this. Very insane, no brainer pricing. So, yeah, I will see you in the next episode. So, bye for now and see you soon.